One of the things about the XR750, even though it has been the platform to go dirt track racing on for both professional and amateurs alike for about the last 50 years, is you couldn't really buy that bike ready to go from Harley-Davidson. What you ended up buying was an engine kit. When I say it was an engine kit, boy, it was. It was just an assortment of all the necessary parts, but a lot of the parts were not finished machined. So you not only had to be a first-class mechanic, but you had to be somewhat of a machinist, especially in terms of the cylinder heads, because the cylinder heads were unfinished. Guys would buy these engine kits, they would have a builder put the engine together, and then they would have to buy separate components to build a complete bike. So even though it was very successful, it took a pretty dedicated effort to put one of those motorcycles together and make it competitive. But that has all changed here very recently. Vance Hines has been working very diligently for the past several years to make the 750 street motorcycle into a race platform. This bike we have here today, the XG750R, is somewhat the culmination of those efforts on Vance Hines' part. We have two of these motorcycles that we intend to campaign in the new Production Twins American Flat Track Series this year with James the Rocket Rispoli, number 43 is our rider. And when we got these bikes, I was super impressed with them. Now, I've known Terry Vance and dealt with Terry for quite a number of years and have raced with some of his product before. And one thing about the Vance Hines crew and that company is they put out first-class product. Very, very good stuff, and this motorcycle is no exception. I'm quite impressed with the level at which this bike comes to a customer. And the beauty of this is anybody that would be interested in doing any kind of a race program, be it at the pro level or at the amateur local level, well, you can buy a motorcycle that's pretty much ready to go, and it's ready to go at a very high level with a lot of really neat features on the bike. All of the stuff on it, as you'd expect from Vance Hines, is top quality product. Very good suspension on the motorcycle, great wheels. Obviously a huge amount of work has gone into putting the engine together. The fit and finish on the bike is just second to none. This is a good, solid platform, and you can go out and buy it, and it's pretty well ready to go. Now, obviously, everybody's going to do some of their own tuning and gearing and so on the bike, and the bike lends itself to that because Vance Hines, when they designed this bike and put this together, put a tremendous amount of adjustability into the motorcycle. One of the things that's really pretty neat about it is you can put a lot of extra flywheel weight on the left-hand side of the bike to sort of slow the motor down, because in dirt track racing, it's not about making all the horsepower in the world, it's about putting that horsepower to the ground. And some of the way to have that happen pretty effectively is you have to somewhat slow the RPMs of the motor down a bit, and you can do that with flywheel weight. That was one of the advantages with the XR750, is it did that very effectively. So I would say to anybody that's thinking about this, and especially to dealers, hey, dirt track racing is something you ought to look into. It's got a great history. It is a very much of a growing spectator sport. And more importantly, Harley-Davidson has been involved in it and has been at times a dominant force for quite a number of years. And the Harley faithful and fans really love it, and they love to see Harley-Davidson out there. And it gives dealers and dealerships a good opportunity to have something that customers can go to. They got a brand and a dealership they can root for, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a growing sport, and this Vance Hines XG750R, I think, is a great platform to go racing with. So I would say if you're giving it some thought, give it a try.